Thank you for requesting that I do more piano improvisational videos because out of everything piano kind, it's one of the things I do best. Now, jazz hands. I must make it clear that improvisation, it never comes everything in a single point. It's more like a wave over time. You learn different tips, tricks, and techniques, and then you can apply them. So don't be frustrated. Just go at it day by day. You may find and discover as you go along that, hey, there's something cool I didn't know I could do before. Some things you just need to sleep on. But improvisation is really useful because the keys will light up here. And by the way, if you know a program from Mac that will show MIDI input like this, but for all 88 keys, that would be great because here we have just a limited subset. So I'll try to keep it within this range, but I know the keys light up in green, so it's pretty clear. When you're playing melodically, one of the most important things to know is your chord progressions. They can be very simple ones, but you can make a beautiful note, beautiful music from those notes, a piece in a passage, if you know what's going on. Let's look at a really simple example. This is one I've touched on somewhat before, but for the specialized purposes of this tutorial, I want to demonstrate it. So what we have here is a D minor chord. It's really popular. A lot of instruments are tuned or can be tuned to D. And then what we have here is a C major chord and then a B flat major chord. Now the names are important to identify if you're communicating with someone else, but as long as you know, and already you see, when you go from playing the solid block chords like that to playing them broken, it allows for variation, as does going up an octave like that. So notice the same notes. And if you just play those notes on the right hand broken, while the left hand strums them solidly, then you can end up with something like this. So those in the right hand melody was just all notes that were included in the left hand chord, sometimes not necessarily the same chord, like for instance, that B flat major, but I was playing A, which was in the... So you can combine like that. And when you're learning at first, this is the really nice thing, that a lot of the really beautiful piano themes are really, really simple. You don't have to go overboard with all these glissandos and crazy swoops and swirls. You can work up to that. But in the beginning, when you want to convey that sort of heartfelt melody, even if you just play one note, I'll prove this. So let's just go with like this F here, okay? By the time you change that, it shifts the tonality and adds that extra warmth, like this. Is built really on the same principles. So that's one of the most important things you can know when you're improvising is chord progressions. Look that up, learn a little bit every day, find something memorable and special. Because chord progressions, usually in the left hand, the bass it tethers to some degree what your melody is going to harmonize as. And if you can figure that out, as many pop songs, as many songs in many genres do actually, then you can come up with really beautiful melodies. Because you always have a safety net of knowing to some degree what the notes in your right hand are going to be because of what the notes in your left hand already are. Let's do a little more extension of this. Let's add a fourth chord for variety. So we have the D minor, the C major, the B flat major, and let's A major. Now you can try to play any three notes. Oh, why is it still sustained like that? Do I have my pedal down? There we go. Sorry, don't know what happened there. But you can mix it up and remember, take notes of what sounds good to you, because then you can practice and build on those themes. So here we go. I'm just playing various notes in the right hand while the left hand adheres to those chords in that progression. See? And if you find that tricky to coordinate, then just play them solidly, like strum. Think of a guitar, drung, drung. Doesn't have to be totally exact. Like this can be too harsh, so roll it a bit. And that is one of my favorite chord progressions to share. It can be modulated in other keys, but for the purposes of this exercise, because it's used in a lot of music, it's used in a lot of dance hit songs like you may have heard it. Ooh, a lot of disco uses it. It's just really, really versatile and a nice place to get started. So don't get too confused about terminology. You'll need the terms when you want to refer to specifically what you're playing. But in terms of performing for yourself, just be familiar with those chords. And for now anyway, this lesson I'm going to close with an improv, a more fluid one that takes advantage, but still using those notes. So are you prepared? You can hopefully watch the notes in there. And thank you very much. Thank you graciously for watching this piano tutorial by Torley. You can check out more of my music at torley.com/music. Makes sense, yes? And from D minor to D major.